welcome to the Untitled podcast. My name is Annie Funderburg, and I'm your host, avid reader, short king, and infrequent music player. And my guests today are my uncle, an absolute nerd, Star Wars stan, watcher of videos at 2x speed because he's got a big fat brain, and my auntie, beauty guru, YouTuber, ex-twihard, and Kylo Ren apologist. And
oh my god, I've been dying for this intro. Yes. Wow.
And here we are. How are you guys? Are you guys vibing?
Oh yeah, we're vibing.
Definitely.
I am vibing. I was listening to music in the car on the way here so that I could raise my vibes because of the shit show that was the episode I tried to record 2 days ago. Maybe or maybe not. It will be on this channel eventually. But
right.
You're vibing.
No, it's been a lazy Saturday, but also not. It's been
No, he woke my ass up this morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let me go back to sleep.
Because vacation's ending for me, and I'm like, I gotta get my clock back on schedule.
Yeah.
I have to get my ass up and get ready for work.
So, but we haven't actually done anything with our day. We've just been up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the worst version of a Saturday.
Yeah, it is.
Being up at 7 on Saturday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I woke up like around the time you sent me a message this morning, and then I went back to sleep. I was like, I'll take a little nap, whatever. And then I woke up at 9:29 Eastern time to my shit-ass little daughter, Mortimer, jumping on top of my desk where all of my plants are, just being a menace. And so I had to jump up out of my sleep and say, no, stop.
And
I was like,
Mortimer like to eat the plants?
I was about to say, I feel like cats aren't allowed to eat a majority of house plants.
And so
right?
she's like,
she doesn't eat them. She just likes to walk on top of them and just stand there looking at it.
But if you owned only cacti, then it would be a problem solved. Like,
yeah, there you go.
Well, look, I've got a bunch of cacti, and she stepped right on them. Stepped right on them.
Oh, baby.
She didn't give a shit. She was just like walking across all of it. She's the absolute most. I've talked about her already. Tried to film an episode with her. I'll re-record it. You'll see it eventually. But I feel like she's notorious at this point. And speaking of being notorious, don't know if either of you know this, but I talk about you, both of you / uncle in every episode, but I cut it out. And it's just like
I know we made it one time, I think. Yeah.
Or I vaguely remember one
making the cut.
One mention.
Yeah. It was maybe the first episode or I can't remember.
I left it in once, but in every episode I say something about you / y'all, but I cut it out. And so it's a running joke between me and Andy and now the podcast in general that I talk about Uncle and Auntie and I just leave it out. So maybe at the end of this year, I'll just release all the cuts that didn't make it.
I would love that.
That's nice. Also, just cut this whole interview. Just welcome to the Untitled podcast, straight to black, in the video.
Yep.
Nothing to see here.
Well, look, the camera cuts off anyway. Low-key.
That's right. The notorious camera problem. We are.
But today, we'll see. Fingers crossed, it maybe gets solved.
We'll see if Zoom. Are we allowed to say brand names here? Are we #sponsored?
Sponsored by Zoom.
I wish. Comment down below, Zoom people who work at Zoom, if you want to sponsor me and the podcast. We'd love to see it.
That's right.
But I was honestly thinking about, you'll see as you watch it, viewers, if I cut the video or not. I was thinking about just after about 10 minutes cutting the video and just having the audio, even though it's Zoom. Because that's the brand now. That's the Untitled podcast brand. And we have to go with it.
Absolutely.
Around 11 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Comment down below what time you think it's going to cut. What time Annie's going to cut
today, it's up to me. So I get to decide when it cuts off.
That's right.
Imagine if I just did that.
That's it.
Close the fucking camera.
All 3 viewers are gonna go, what the hell?
Yep.
What will Sissy say?
Wait, that's right.
Yeah.
I know. I'm obviously a constant viewer, and you are a constant viewer, and I guess my sister
and my mom is a constant viewer. Who else is watching it? Because it's not me. I don't watch them when they're uploaded. Sometimes I do have to go back in and think like, where did I make the music stop this time? And because I forget, because I'm a professional.
I like it. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know if my like self-loathing or narcissism is gonna win out, and whether or not I'm gonna watch this exact episode.
Oh.
But we'll see. Probably my narcissism.
Oh, for sure, my narcissism, 100%.
So yeah.
That's
I already am going to be bothered by the fact that I stare at myself on the screen versus staring into the camera the whole time. Like this is like 101. I know better, but like I can't help but to like look at the screen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my self-loathing versus my narcissism is how I just live every day of my life anyway. Because I simultaneously think that I'm the smartest, like best person who's ever been alive, and also the absolute worst.
Absolutely, peak and trough just simultaneously.
And I have way too much anxiety to think about any of that. I'm just kidding.
You really do be like that. So now that we've chit-chatted, do you want to get into the first topic, which is how we met each other? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I've known Uncle since the day I was born. I've known you for going on 22 years.
That's right. Yeah. Not a day sooner. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. What fun stories. I remember the before times, the before Annie, BAT as I call it, before Annie times. The 90s were weird. They were, and they were a lot like Sweden is right now. I think we have a theory that modern day Sweden, 2021 Sweden, is the same as
somewhere in the
90s Western culture, US Western culture. There's just a lot. There's like,
wait, what year were you born?
99.
99.
It's not even
Guys,
late 90s.
Not knowing what year I was born.
No,
yeah, I don't know any years, honestly. If my parents didn't use their like passwords so often with their actual like codes, I wouldn't know like when my parents were born.
Right, because every time your dad will be like, "Hey, I can't remember my password," and we're like, "It's probably
some combination of birthdays or someone in our family's birthdays." And like,
y'all
enjoy hackers. That one's for free.
Yep. Just a little sprinkling of spice for the viewers.
That's right.
Comment down below if you're trying to hack into Dylan's parents' shit. You're down below.
so bad.
Oh no, it's fine.
Also, since you mentioned it, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, and the people who know me will know this, but if you're perhaps a viewer who doesn't know me personally, comment down below. But also, Uncle and Auntie live in Sweden right now, so.
Right. Need to mention that. Yeah, that would have been a weird comment, just a weird mention.
Oh yeah.
Non sequitur.
You're like, who the fuck are these people? Why did they talk about Sweden?
Exactly. Yes. So there is reasons why. But yeah, no, okay. Yeah. Then not a lot happened. Then you were born. And then a lot happened. I guess
much happened.
Cool. Everything happened.
I walked out looking exactly like this.
That's exactly right. Everyone was like, "Holy shit, this child is Annie." And we're like, "Yeah."
I was gonna say, "Holy shit, that's a fact."
That's right. But then I guess, do you even remember anything about when's your first memory of Dylan? I guess that's the easier thing, because I know you have obviously a memory because you were an adult almost, but.
So here it is, the very first memory that my little brain could pull out to put in my notes app of Dylan was her saying to me, "I would leave your uncle for Shia LaBeouf if I could." And that's the first thing I remember. Don't remember when that happened. Don't remember how old I was. Don't remember anything about it. I just remember you saying.
It had to be college. I'm sure it was college.
Who knows? I mean,
I did watch Even Stevens way back in the day.
I was gonna say throwback. Shout out to Disney Channel, which is
like I was hardcore. I did love some Shia LaBeouf.
He was, he was the heart and soul of that show for sure, definitely. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't leave me for Shia LaBeouf? That's ridiculous.
He would leave me for Shia LaBeouf.
Absolutely. Did you see him in a Sia video years ago? He was fire. The beard. Wait, what? Oh no, I'm about to learn something.
Yeah, have y'all heard like the drama like with FKA Twigs? Like she's suing him for abuse.
No. Ew. Okay.
No.
Great. Another thing.
Okay, now I feel old. Now I don't know about.
Also, yes, and there's just no pop culture makes it over here. Zero amounts. Okay.
Don't blame us.
That is awful. And
have you heard about Sia now?
No. What about Sia?
No.
He's canceled. So he's making, guys, this is just a spicy podcast, I guess. We're talking about the hot topics, but she has made this album and this like, I don't know, like concurring movie about it. And it's called Music. And it's about a nonverbal autistic girl played by Maddie Ziegler.
Okay.
And it's just very ableist. She's been very rude on Twitter about it. Literally somebody like tweeted at her, like, I'm an autistic actor and there's a lot of autistic actors who would have loved to have this opportunity. And like, we don't get hired because we're not neurotypical. And she said, maybe you're just a bad actor. Like that's all she sent back, which is maybe you're just a bad actor.
Oh, all right. Well, now just all things are slowly. All of my pop cultural references are just going to be eroded, and I will just have nothing to talk about. At a certain point, there will just be literally nothing that I can anchor on my life to. I'll just float in the void like everybody else. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
When he lost Bill Cosby, it was a tragedy.
Cosby. The world went downhill.
That's right.
We've been in a bad place ever since.
Yeah.
When I put the spoon in the,
you can't do that. It's not even funny anymore. That's the sad part. Now you're gonna be canceled.
Okay, I can't do any impersonations of people, but like Bill Cosby is like one person that I do a funny one of.
And you're screwed.
And then I can't. Like,
there is a good one. Okay, actually, and this guy's been long dead, so it's fine. Harry Carey.
Oh yeah.
And really and honestly, you can't do a Harry Carey. You can just do Will Ferrell's impersonation of Harry Carey on SNL. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
I was gonna say, comment down below, hashtag Dylan is over party, hashtag outward processing is over party. Let's get this bitch canceled.
Oh no! Oh no! The brand is done. That's it.
She had a good run.
Yep. She got that channel monetized and then it was all over.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, going back to the original question, did we actually answer it how we all met?
Well, you didn't answer.
I met you.
Sure,
first.
Of course.
I met Bo in. Technically, it's like a long answer. So the boring part is like we met when we were in utero. Our moms were pregnant.
Hey. Go to Dylan's channel, Outward Processing, and watch their little mukbang if you want to hear the story.
Yes.
There you go.
There
now you can put the little card up in the top right, and it'll click to the video. Yes. So.
But we've been dating since we were 17.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think the first time y'all when did I meet Annie? When did you meet Annie? Yeah.
I mean, it was at church, obviously. Like y'all were going to church at some point. One of my strongest, earliest memories is like our prom and watching Annie like hide behind a tree while we took photos. And we have I know we have a photo somewhere, not here. I wish if I had it, I would be like, it's right here. But I know we used to have some photos of like everybody at prom.
My favorite memory of Annie around that time, this was like a month and a half before we started dating, was when I drove you home and Jordan was
before we started dating
was in my truck. I drove her home that day. It was just a classmate of mine and we were just friends and that's all it was. And then Annie, like, since like I'm about to destroy this bitch's life, looked right in my eyes and just and then popped that toe right in their mouths. Like Annie was like, no, thank you.
5 years old? 4 or 5?
All of 5, I would say. We were in K5, I think. You were probably in kindergarten. Yeah. And it was just like, I'm about to destroy this fool. And popped that toe. Like dead ass just like looked, like locked eyes with everyone. Just like the most intentful stare and just like let everyone know who was like the alpha in that truck. It was very clear. It was obvious. And that was amazing.
And then Jordan like that you came from a long line of toe suckers.
Toe suckers. I was like, well, now the secret's out. We're toe suckers. And they're the
That's one of my favorite childhood stories of me. That's like a big meme in our family. We love to bring it out at least once a year and talk about it. And I just love that because I feel like it really does encapsulate my essence to this day. I have the need to assert my dominance over everyone around me. So I'll just do something weird.
I love that. I love the myth. So what?
I said to let you know who you're dealing with.
Exactly. Like just as a person who is there witnessing the myth as it was born, like it lives up to every bit of the hype though. Every time the story gets retold, it's like as true as the day it would happen. So there you go.
Another memory I have of Dylan, I don't remember Uncle literally at all. He's just always been here It's just been a thing. And so one of my earliest memories of Delin is we were in your car. I don't know what we were doing. You know what story I'm about to tell. I don't know what we were doing. We were driving with you somewhere, and you were like, I don't even know how it happened. You were just like, hey, we're going to listen to some rap music. Like, don't tell your parents. And we were like, okay, sis. Like, okay. And as soon as that door opened and we hopped out of that car, here we were saying, Mom, Delin, let us listen to rap music.
Yes. You and Johnny ratted me out super fast. Like, I feel like y'all were like, yeah, let's listen to music. And I was like, okay, but I have this really cool mixtape because back in the day I made hella mixtapes all the time.
True.
And so I remember playing that, and it was not great rap.
I know the exact rap.
I mean, I probably still have it somewhere. And then
it was pretty raunchy.
Yeah.
It was not 7 and 4-year-olds.
To be fair, it was like 2 songs. Not like it wasn't like I blasted them for like an hour with.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, yeah, because I remember it was just literally like a 10-minute ride from the store.
And I really did expect Sissy to like not talk to me anymore. I was like, she's literally going to kill me. Like,
you were pretty nervous.
But it was but it ended up being so funny that literally, like, I don't think Johnny said, hey, I don't think either you or Johnny said, hey.
That's true.
Hey, Mom, missed you, hugs. It was, Dylan, let us listen to rap music.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, should I get back in my car? Do I leave?
Is it time to just
drive away? That's so funny. That's another story that gets passed around in our family a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's another one that we love to see. But other than that, like, I don't really remember hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't remember when y'all started dating or anything like that. Like, I remember when you got married, but I don't remember when y'all started dating or anything.
Yeah, I also kind of feel the same way. Like, I remember bits and pieces, but it feels like we spent so much time together earlier on that they all kind of feel like the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I remember, like, before we got married, I went on a beach trip with y'all, and I remember some of the beach trip, and then I remember being married, obviously. But yeah, it mostly feels like all just
And we were,
Or go ahead. I was just say, even me, it's like you're just, I mean, like, it's even impossible to remember times before Annie, before your brother, before, like, it's just, you're all just there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, you also, didn't we all go on that like ski trip together, like before y'all got married? Yes, when we burnt the sock.
That's right, the sock.
Let's tell them the story. Let's tell all 6 of my viewers the story. We went, where were we?
Okay, so that was the ski chalet. It was North Carolina. It was in North Carolina, and like it's this little small mountain, and they most of the time have to cover it in fake snow to even just get you down the mountain. But yes, and
I remember we like layered up like it was gonna actually snow, and we died. We were all sweating.
In last like a week and a half ago, we literally went to the Arctic Circle. We wore fewer clothes there in the Arctic Circle than we did on this ski trip because we were so scared of the snow and the cold.
Yeah, I remember we all had like our big jackets and like sweaters and like top layers, just like 3 of them tied onto our waist.
And we loaded up in Mom and Dad's Suburban, so because all 9 of us or 8 of us could fit in this 9-seater, and we're all just sitting on top of each other, and like everyone. Say what?
When we had
it's cutting out.
The U-Haul trailer thing.
Yes,
of course.
Yes. And they thought we were stealing. They thought we were robbing the place because who goes on vacation and like brings a U-Haul? Yeah.
Extra asses we are.
Yeah. And the police came up and we were like, no, we're renting. We have the rental agreement right here.
Okay, right. So this we're in this cabin.
So I actually do not remember this sock story because I'm actually really excited to hear it because if it happened on the first day we were there. Did it happen on the first day we were there?
I don't remember.
Because Mingy gave me some motion sickness thing, and I was out. Like, it took me, and I was, like, drunk for a whole day.
I remember hanging out specifically with, like, Annie and Johnny doing this. So I don't think you were involved in this story.
Good to know. I thought that I had blacked out or something.
Can y'all hear that?
A little bit.
It was a little bit.
Anyway, whatever. So we were at this little house for the trip, going skiing on the fake snow and all that, and we had these really fat, really fucking thick ass socks. We all had them because we were like, oh, it's gonna be so cold. And so we had these really thick socks. And I don't know how we started doing it, but it was me, Uncle, Johnny, and Dad. We were all, some of us were standing at the top of the stairs, some of us were standing at the bottom of the stairs, and we were just tossing the sock back and forth. And I think, was it you, Uncle, who threw the sock?
I think if I were to blame anybody, it'd be me. I'm sure it was me. It couldn't. Brad was too adult and Johnny was too young. So yeah.
And I couldn't have thrown it that far probably. But so Uncle throws the sock and it just lands on the little chandelier, catches on fire. Absolutely just catches on fire. The light bulb burns a little hole in that sock, and we were all freaking out trying to get it down. We still have the sock. It's still
That's amazing.
floating around our house somewhere.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I remember because it was one of the chandeliers that had, I think it had like deer antlers or stuff in it. You know, you kind of like you rustic cabin. Yeah. And it was just sitting there, and you couldn't couldn't reach it from the stairs here. Yeah. It was just burning. You had to get a broom, I think, and knock it down.
It was so funny. And another significant memory I have from that trip is watching Hellboy for the first time. Yeah. And apparently Mom didn't know that I watched that. And I was just like, yeah, Dad had it on the TV and I just watched Hellboy. And she was like, scandalized.
I also remember, like, from that trip, what stands out to me is being hot on that dang mountain and then everybody leaving me because I was not good at going fast on skis. But then also Brad yelling at Barry Bostwick. Barry Bostwick was there. And of course. Barry! Like, that's all I remember.
So I don't know, were you guys, I thought it was in my memory, it's in the men's dressing room.
No, it was like, it was in the lobby of like the area. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't right beside y'all when y'all saw him, so I actually barely caught the back of his head. Yeah. But like, because I was like near the door, I was like, y'all go exchange your shoes for something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I remember turning, and of course, Barry Bostwick seemed like a million feet
He was
tall.
a million. He was literally a million feet tall. He was.
He seemed so gigantic. He just literally was a head above the crowd, though, and he's the most like recognizable person in there. Right? He like has a face, you know.
But like older. But like he was an older man. It was very weird. It's like
yeah. That lives rent free in my mind. I don't know where I was at that point, but every time I watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I just think about when you and Dad were like, Barry!
I think about, I saw the side of your head as a man.
Right? I could have touched him. I could have touched Brad from Rocky Horror. There he was. Yeah. What a great movie, though. Oh, when was the last time we watched that?
Like a month ago.
It was actually not 2 months ago. It was Halloween.
Well, we definitely watched it in like October.
Yeah.
Oh, which was more than 2 months ago.
We've never done a live show though. We always wanted to go. Oh, that's awesome.
So in about, I think it was 2017, because I think I was in college. I think it was my first year at Montevallo, but the Springer had a live Shadowcast performance at it. So I came home for the weekend and I dressed as Brad when they arrive. Like when he's wearing his real clothes.
Yeah.
I dressed as Brad and then we went to see it. It was fun.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm jealous.
All yes, right. I'm very jealous.
When Miss Rona is over, hopefully it'll happen again.
Absolutely. Yes. Get those vaccines.
And another memory I have from that trip is I found somehow outside this weird little broken doll head. It was just like the entire head of a doll. I have it at home. I can send y'all a picture of it when I get back, but it was just like a doll head just out there and it's sitting on my bookcase.
This was at the cabin, you mean?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was like on the ground or like on a rock or something outside of the cabin. And I picked it up and I was like, hell yeah. So I took it home.
Nice. Good creepy memento. I love it. Yeah, of a perfect Christmas memory.
And switching to another topic, I've already mentioned it a little bit, but yes, Delyn has a YouTube channel. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, what you do and all that?
Sure. So let's see. I started it sometime in like 2018 as when we found out we were moving to Sweden, I was like, oh God, I'm not going to know anybody and I'm going to need friends. So I had been watching videos in this community for a really long time, but I managed to like work the courage up enough to like start a channel based on the Project Pan community is what we call ourselves. So Project Panners. And it's where, in my opinion, it's like this little like corner of the makeup world that's like, okay, consumerism is crazy in that world, and we like makeup. We want to buy a lot of it, but we also don't want to feel bad about the fact that we're like hoarding it. So we try to use it, and we do little project pans where we like set goals and use things a certain number of times, or try to finish things, or hit pan on things where you like hit the bottom of like a container or something. And so I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and let's see what else is there to say. I don't know. I enjoy it. It took a long time to like build it to the point it is now, and I'm still super small channel, but I really enjoy how many people I've met from it. Like, it's been such a nice way to meet people and be social.
Yeah, like as just a fan, a casual observer, it's been really awesome to watch the number of people that actually that you like now maintain regular content with. Outside of YouTube, you have like, you know, direct message, you DM people and text people all the time now, and you're like actually friends. And again, if Miss Rona wasn't here, we would have visited them.
Yeah, I would have loved to go on and see a couple people this year, but we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's a small channel, but like you have over 1,000 subscribers, and that's like a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. I guess I mean small in the sense of like,
like within the context of YouTube, the idea that people can have 50 million subscribers, like it's small in that context, but like it's a lot of people, and you know,
it is.
Delyn won't brag on herself, but I will, and I'm happy to say that like I watched her cross 1.3 thousand subscribers
right before the end of the year,
just
really
before
excited.
we reached midnight. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even hit 1,000 until like July of this past year, June or July of this past year. So like it's happened really quickly. I felt like,
yeah.
It's funny, like once you hit 1,000, it was like more people see your videos, whatever.
The algorithm.
Thanks.
Yep.
YouTube.
TM.
This algorithm with a trademark symbol.
That's right.
Okay, so this is a little little tangent. I hate when people are like, the algorithm. I'm like, everything that you've ever consumed has an algorithm within it. So why are you acting like this? People act like it's some crazy little thing just on YouTube or like just on Instagram. And it's like, that's how they work. You have to have an algorithm to work.
Yeah, I was about to say, and those people who don't understand that are the same people who are like, I won't let them vaccinate me because I don't want to be microchipped. But like, you don't realize you're giving all your information away.
I'm gonna carry this phone around on your phone with thousands of microchips in it,
and I hardly ever turn it off. I mean, not
ridiculous. Yeah.
But anyway, when people complain about the algorithm, like I understand, it doesn't work super great. They could tweak it a little bit, but like. But everything has an algorithm in it. Stop acting like it's so weird.
Absolutely. If you are a part of any internet culture anywhere, there's of course an algorithm, because no human can do that.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't even try TikTok until we kept hearing over and over and over just how good the algorithm was. Like, that like they serve you what you want to see.
And how good is that algorithm?
And it is really good. It is solidly good.
I don't have a TikTok.
Have you ever casually?
We never posted on TikTok, but we watch a ton of TikTok.
And just consumed any ever and then deleted, or?
Well, I have never had the app, but I've watched TikToks that radiate Vine energy compilations on YouTube, and them on Instagram Reels, because Miss Mark Zuckerberg loves to appropriate any type of little interesting little feature of any other app.
Yeah.
So I because of how addictive TikTok is, I have forced myself to uninstall it, and I only consume it through a curated Reddit thread called TikTok Cringe, which produces not just cringe TikTok, but like funny TikTok and all flavors of TikTok. And those are the ones I end up sending you when I DM you on like Snapchat or whatever. Like I will,
The only thing you miss out on TikTok Cringe is all the animal TikToks. Like, I actually still keep TikTok because I actually won't watch it unless he's sitting there to watch it with me. But like mine is like all cringe videos. Like occasionally I'll pass cringe videos that you showed me, and then mine are just like cat and dog and goat and duck videos, and I'm just like.
We like are such boomers because we were like, it's time for TikTok, and we'll like set up TikTok and consume some TikTok, and it's great. Like it's everybody loves it or something.
I was gonna say, I want everyone in the comments to absolutely destroy Uncle for being on Reddit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Years ago, or not years ago, like 2 years ago or so, when we first kind of first gotten here. Yeah, okay. I feel like it was. Right. He was reading so much Reddit that we were starting to have arguments because I was like, if you don't get off this freaking Reddit page, like I can't even talk to you without you bringing up Reddit. I made him delete the app. And thank God, I feel like it was one of the things that saved our marriage. Like,
yeah, that was a breaking point. That was a real breaking point. Yeah, absolutely. And it's fair. Reddit is a trash place for trash people, and I'm a trash person. So yeah.
Like, you're a white man, you can't help it.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Someone understands the burden of my privilege.
We ended up on Reddit once. We on a subpage of Reddit.
That was cool. Yeah.
One of our big did you see our big video where we pretended that we were on the news and we wrote a whole news?
Yeah.
That ended up on one of the makeup front pages of Reddit.
That's so fun.
Cool. Yeah, it was actually fun. But yeah, that video was a lot of fun to make too. But yeah.
Go watch that, people who haven't seen it. Comment down below on this video once you've watched it.
That's right.
Go to Outward Processing and tell them the Untitled podcast sent you.
That's right. That's right.
Down below, tell them that the Untitled podcast sent you. Not me literally having a topic in my head and then losing it. It was, I remember. So speaking again about the YouTube channel, whenever Uncle's in a video, oh boy, do I bully him. Oh boy, do I bully him the whole time.
It makes me so happy.
He will read me some of the stuff he's like. I don't get I get filtered versions, but it makes me laugh so hard.
I'm like, oh my God, Annie's picking on me again. Annie found the video, and it's just the worst like screen captures and like angles of my face, and I love it.
I take pictures of the screen with like the phone tilted down so it makes the top of your head look really big, and then I like quote whatever you're saying. Like
one time was like, go watch your 2x speed or something.
Yeah. It was literally.
It was during the mukbang. I'm plugging it again. It was during the mukbang. Y'all were talking about like who's better at cooking, and Uncle was like, well, I have better knife technique. And I said, shut the fuck up and go watch your little Bon Appetit video at 4x speed, bitch.
It was so funny. Also, yes, like. Yeah. Yes, I've just nailed every bit of it.
But like seriously, how do you listen to anything not at 2x? Like life needs to be at 2x speed.
I'm a 1.5x speeder.
Comment down below if you've got a big fat fucking brain like Uncle has.
Oh my God. Yeah, you gotta get that 2x.
Videos at 10x speed because you're just fat brain so big and fat and wrinkly.
Right.
He loves to talk about, my little 2x speed. The first time I heard it, we were in our little hotel in Covent Garden, and I came out of our glass shower room, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I heard it was a Bon Appetit video, but she was like, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing? So I like poked my head into the cubby hole, and I was like, are you watching that at like 2x speed? And he was like, yes, I always watch my videos at 2x speed.
That's right. That's exactly right. But since then, Bon Appetit has been canceled, so I don't listen to Bon Appetit anymore. So we're good. Yeah. Just
what's the Bon Appetit tea? I don't know about that.
Oh, well, they're like a corporate conglomeration.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, they're a corporation, which means they're by default terrible. But there is
it all went to shit when Rona happened. Like.
Yeah. Okay. So right. So honestly, I remember it came around the May point. I was like, I'm not seeing any Bon Appetit videos. And it was weird because they had immediately moved to Zoom when Rona happened. And
which makes sense.
Like, it was like, okay. And it had been producing quality content still, as always. And I was like, oh, this is great. Fantastic. 2x speed. And I can't remember the guy, the douchebag's name. Adam Rappaport? Is that his? I don't know. I don't want to slander anybody's name. Anyways, there's this white guy, and he's tall, and he's just such an asshole. And every time he shows up on the videos, you're like, fast forward. This guy's terrible. He's the boss. He's the boss of.
Yeah. He's super tall, and he definitely does not look like he knows how to pick up a kitchen utensil. Like
apparently he does because But yes.
I mean, I've only seen him in 5 seconds of a video. I wouldn't believe that, but if you're telling me that, I'll take it.
And so what happens is he, in the end, he apparently, or he didn't. I mean, the workers, the people who were just doing all the Bon Appetit videos, all the like guests, all the stars that they kind of like rose up and were like, you know what? He doesn't treat women and people of color respectfully, and he pays us less, and he like asks us to do racist shit. Like there's this one woman named Sola, and I don't know where she's from originally. Actually, she's I shouldn't say that. She's probably American, but I don't know where her parents are from.
Yeah.
But anyways, she specifically like had to do like a bunch of like ethnic cuisine, and it was just like really cringy. And I remember watching it.
And you're talking about like
the fuck am I
highly trained people who are so qualified to do
fucking
so
chef.
things,
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and she's stuck doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
And so and then I think she spoke up, and then a bunch of other women and other people of color spoke up, and they were like, yeah, this is probably not the coolest thing, and you know what, we're gonna quit. And then a bunch of people quit, and then that was like.
Is Sola the one who went to Binging with Babish?
Yeah, so if you ever watch Binging with Babish now, Sola is on Binging with Babish. But anyways, it was just a mess, and it was classic.
Clearly he was like into.
It was classic white people just ruining things.
I'm so thankful for this question, because so often I'm like, oh, did you see what happened in this beauty guru world in like corner of the internet? And he's like, no. But now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you can geek out over everything. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So so that's canceled. I'm unsubbed. I don't watch any more of those videos. Yeah, exactly.
It really be like that sometimes though.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like as an old fart, how do you consume the internet? Like I have, of course, my own patterns, and I feel like it's pretty consistent with other early 33-year-old, early 30s people. I think we consume internet the same way. Yeah. How do you actually consume the internet?
I'm on Instagram and YouTube. So, and then like everything I see on Instagram is on my explore page. And then what I see on there is like TikToks that are put on Instagram Reels, tweets that are screenshotted, and all of that. And then on YouTube, I don't know. I don't watch like big YouTubers really. Like I do like to watch commentary videos to go to sleep though, even for stuff that I don't know what they're talking about. I'm just like, let me put this on, just something light for me to go to sleep to.
Right.
But like I'm even different from like my peers, like in my age cohort, because I don't have TikTok, I don't have Twitter or like anything like that. So
wait, Twitter is actually something that you would say your age group uses then?
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Everyone I know is like obsessed with Twitter. Girl, they're tweeting all the time. They're like, look at this drama. I'm about to call a bitch out, all type of stuff like that.
I see, like, I am not on Twitter. Like, I have a Twitter. I barely remember. If my computer remembers my password, then I remember it. But if not, I wouldn't be able to log on. But I'm on YouTube. I love Instagram. I have like different accounts though. Like I have my like panning account, and then I have like my regular account where I just follow celebrities. But YouTube is like my main thing. Like I get on some really weird YouTube tangents. Like I've got on like I think I started out in like the makeup world, and then all of a sudden I ended up in like lifestyle, and then I ended up in like sugar daddy stuff, and then I ended up in teen mom stuff, and then now I'm currently in college daily vloggers or week in my life vloggers, and I've been in that for like a solid half year, like just watching a ton of people who are just in college. It started with like college move-in videos, and then I haven't been able to leave it, and I don't know why or what's going on, like why my brain is doing it. But
so funny.
Yeah, I can hear it. It was, we're going to sleep at night. It's like some 18-year-old is explaining how to move in.
They're 20.
Okay, some 20-year-old is explaining how to move into University of Alabama or Harvard or something.
Yep. I get on the Teen Mom all the time.
It's so interesting.
And like with their little name reveals and all that, sometimes I fall into that rabbit hole and I'm in it for several days. And they're just like, one of them that got me into it, it was like how I gave birth at 14. And I was like,
what? I've seen those. I can't bring myself to watch those, but there was one person I was watching that was like literally 16 or 17, has like a full blown baby, and then like she ends up immediately in another relationship and pregnant again before 18. And like that's a statistic. It's like typically like teen moms end up being pregnant again before a certain age. I don't know what the statistic actually is, but I just remember thinking like, I mean, thank God you have a job and that you have YouTube money.
Yeah.
But like, what would you do? Like, how do you support yourself? Especially because they often are, or at least the channels I watch are often like estranged from some part of their family. I don't know. It seems so stressful.
Jeez.
I've seen several who are like, had my first baby at 16, still with the baby daddy. We're intentionally having another kid at the age of 18.
Wow.
Like, it's wild. I've seen several like that. And I just fall into that rabbit hole and just watch all their little business.
Yeah.
How they're having hidden kids intentionally before the age of 20. Like, the oldest one I saw was 19, and she already had kids intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that I really got into, the new relationship they got into was like a guy who was also like, they met in high school. Like she had a baby, went back to high school. This guy was like, yeah, I could date someone with a baby, and like he's in high school. Like I'm 30 something years old, and I'm barely mature enough to have a child. Like
a child. One child, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they doing it.
Mm-hmm. They're doing the damn thing. Do you consider yourself a YouTuber?
I think like if let me answer again. If you like took it as like what most people think of a YouTuber as, I'd be like no, but partly I answer yes now because it took so long to build this community, and I really, really, really appreciate my community, and I take it very like seriously, and I want to respect it. So like I have people who literally ask me their opinion. I've been offered a couple sponsorships here and there, and like I've turned them down so far. But it's been one of those things where I've had to take it more and more seriously as I got bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But and so I never would want to put the people who like my friends who watch my videos at like in any sort of situation where they wouldn't trust me. So in that sense, I'm like, yeah, I take it seriously, and I consider myself a content creator of some sort. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, does it come with like some of the other stigma? I hope not. Like I hope people see me as like someone who's like takes the painting world seriously. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like the most boring answer.
But like particularly beauty YouTube, which can like, I don't know, like that has some toxic
there's tons of drama. I'm not in drama stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like
but like
but yeah, I mean like I like in the sense of like a beauty YouTuber, like one of my favorite things that we've done so far is the reason why my channel got as big as it did last year was that we coordinate a big group project that's over like 80. We have over 80 participants in the first round of it, and we're about to start the second round of it. And it's huge. Like we have so many people in like the 10K world participate, all the way down from people just starting their channel. Mm-hmm. And so like in that world, I'm like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber if that's what it means to like be collaborating with these other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that snobby? Was that a snobby answer? I thought it was a good answer.
Yeah, I thought it was a good answer. You consider yourself like the husband of a YouTuber?
Yes, I am the first YouTuber in this house. I'm the first husband.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like especially in your science world, like I know you've had to explain sometimes like when I'm like, I saw Delyn posted a video, or I saw you on the internet. Like
that's
what?
True.
And you've had to explain things more than once.
Right. The things that I'm in are typically like the more fun things, and so you'll post them on Facebook, which means my friends see it, and then they're always like, "Hey, I saw Delyn's YouTube channel, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, she's killing it. She's fucking rocking it." Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We love to see it.
Yes.
So, okay, that brings me to a topic, a little point of discussion. How far removed do you feel like you are from like my generation, but more of like the internet as a cultural phenomenon? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go first because I feel like I was part of the like the how can I say this? The like the kind of people that are sitting there just grinding at rocks and just turning the rocks into like, you know, the earliest tools. Like I was like the part of the caveman internet. Like that's what I feel like, because I remember like going on the internet probably 1996. Yeah. First time I go online. And then it was such a big deal when we got like broadband network, and then everything got super fast. And then all of a sudden this thing called YouTube popped up, and it was like 2004, and it was right before we went to college. And shortly before that, Facebook popped up. I remember Matt Nixon inviting me over to his house and be like, hey, have you heard this thing called Facebook? And he was like, no. And he was like, hey, you should check this. Actually, I'm pretty sure he called it the Facebook. I'm almost 100% sure it was still called the Facebook at the time. And it was still only colleges. And he was going to Auburn at the time. I was going to Mercer. And I looked up my school, and sure enough, it had the Facebook. And I made the Facebook account. And and so like, and I remember like all those early days of like Dig, and like before there was Reddit, there was Dig, and before like, I mean, yeah, like, so like, I feel like I'm like all those like roots of the internet are there. And then now it has just like fucking exploded in a way that, I can't obviously keep up. It's, I feel like a boomer in a lot of ways. It's just,
I feel very late to the game in my own, like what most millennials do. I feel like I got to the game late. Like I didn't get to YouTube until like 2016, and I had been around forever. And then like, especially like TikTok, like I can appreciate some of what I see, but I still like, I feel so out of it. And so like, I'm like, what does no cap mean again? No, it's no cap, right? Like no cap. Okay, I'm gonna practice it, and then I practice it by myself. No cap.
Comment down below if you also think no cap. People also think that there is no cap. We have no caps on the Untitled podcast. And that's a guarantee. That's a guarantee for you, viewer, that there will be no cap.
Oh man.
Even me, like, I remember smartphones starting to be a thing. I remember all the kids started to get iPod touches, and then they got an iPhone when they were older.
Yeah.
But like, and like, I remember flip phones and all that. I remember getting my first computer and then like getting a little Gmail account. And like, I remember those little websites I used to go on as a child. And I remember YouTube as like, when I was younger, YouTube was the Fred character. Y'all remember that?
A little bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely. Holy crap. Yeah.
It was the internet to me as a child. YouTube to me as a kid was Fred, music videos, and song covers. And that's like all I was aware of on YouTube. And that seemed like that was what was mostly on there at that point. But I have no idea when it became the thing that it is now. Like, I don't even know when that started.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, when I realized that YouTube was so big, it probably wasn't until like 2015.
And it was already so huge at that point.
And I remember being like, holy crap, people are just making tons of money.
Although, like, can I give it a long-winded, probably you might cut this out part of this answer, but like, there's a part of me that goes like, I look at my parents' generation and my brother's generation, and they're so like, and I'm talking crap about my experience only, but my parents' generation, my brother's generation, from my experience, isn't very good at like looking at my generation and saying like, look how different you had, like, look at the different access that you've had to the internet and how that's changed your life, and how you have access to information that I didn't have. And they never were very good at validating some of the things that I got to learn maybe before they did. So like, I'm 30 something years old, and I still commonly get told by my family members like, oh, when you're older, you'll see differently. Or like, when you have a family, now that's the popular one. Like, when you have a family, you'll see things differently. And like, I'm really trying to take that to heart, because I realize now that even like, especially people in like your generation, they get and younger, you get the internet way before I ever did, like way, like in your hands constantly almost. And so like, I respect so much of what I see coming out of like, especially I learned from TikTok mostly, but I'm like, wow, I really love like this next generation is so good at body positivity, and they're so good at like talking about mental health more than my generation ever was. And like, I'm kind of in awe of that. And I'm like, I really, really respect that. And I like to hear and see those things. And I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, I don't feel a part of it, but I'm in awe of it. If that makes sense.
And like, to piggyback, as a millennial, like, you just get shit on by every boomer and Gen X or above you. And they're just like, oh my God, you little snowflake, blah, blah, blah. And that, I never, ever want to do that to anyone younger than me. Like, that is the last thing I want to do. Yeah. So shout out to anyone younger than me. Y'all doing it. You're doing great. You're killing
it. Period.
Yeah.
I saw this, like, I don't remember if it was a tweet or like a Tumblr text post on Instagram that says something like, I wish that Facebook didn't exist and that the Social Network movie was just a gay little movie about Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield that Aaron Sorkin made up. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It was so funny.
If only.
If
Yeah.
only it was.
I remember like when like the beginning of the end of Facebook. What I mean is like I remember when like the parents.
Yeah, I was saying you mean when your parents.
It was pretty clear. It was like it came in two ways. It was the parents and then everyone's little siblings were on there, and it was like it was both of those happened at once, and it was.
I remember being weirded out, like getting people request friendships, and I'm like, you're not at the allowed age, and I'm like, I'm a rule follower, so I'm like, I will not accept your friend request until you turn 13 or whatever it is. Like, weird.
You're okay by Facebook's arbitrary rules, which anyways.
Which is probably a good thing because
they
should like I don't
No,
know.
the age limit should be like 1,000. No one should have Facebook. There's just.
Yep. I remember being about 10, and that's when Facebook was really blowing up. Everybody was getting on it when I was about 10. And I remember being like, yeah, I'll just wait until I'm 13. But then by the time I was 13, it was dead. Like Facebook died between the ages of me being 10 and being 13.
It's because your parents are constantly like, this exists for me to brag about my family. And so then things are only, it's awkward.
That's perfect. Yeah. When you're 13, we were 25. That's exactly right. I absolutely. When by the time we were 25, we were heading to grad school, and I was like, this place is garbage. Yep. You just look around and you're like, yeah, 2016 is bound to happen.
Now it exists to get into political arguments.
Yep.
Totally.
Facebook, it wasn't intended to be built for boomers, but it currently is for boomers. And by boomers, I don't necessarily mean baby boomers, because boomers is a mindset, it's a lifestyle, it's not just an age bracket. So it's for boomers.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely. Oh, that's the truest thing. Wow. Subscribe for truth on Untitled Podcast.
On the Untitled Podcast. Comment down below if that's why you subscribe to this channel. But I've seen, outstandingly enough, that Johnny's generation is now getting on Facebook. And he has one now. All his little friends have Facebook.
Johnny didn't send
Johnny sent me a friend request.
Oh, Johnny didn't
send you a friend request.
Johnny, if you're listening to this, comment down below why you didn't send her a friend request.
Actually, no. You know what? Actually, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Johnny didn't send me a friend request, but it just happened to like pop up one day, and I was like, "This bitch."
Oh no, I'm his friend on Facebook. It says I'm his friend.
All right.
Well,
still, Johnny, you
we've already
comment down below.
I mean, he literally doesn't have anything on his wall, but it says we friends.
Wait, so what, Annie?
I was gonna say, we've already started to cancel you at the beginning of this podcast, and now you're just digging yourself a deeper hole.
There it is.
Hashtag OutwardProcessing is over party. Hashtag Delina's over party. Get it trending on Twitter, guys. I know you can do it. My fan base is the greatest in the world. You guys.
Yes.
But like, it's crazy because like all of his friends in all of that age group is like on Facebook now.
Yeah.
Wow. Wild. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see like a shift in the like Facebook paradigm or something. I don't know. I think it's too early to tell, but like.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that that's only like the part that you like let your parents post about, and then everybody's still sending nudes on Snapchat or something. Like, is that what people do? People still send nudes nowadays? I
mean, okay, I'll tell you how old I am. I remember exclusively a friend of mine coming in and be like, "Yo, you heard of this new thing called Snapchat? It exists exclusively for sending dick pics." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm married, and that's cool, man. I don't want to see your dick. Please don't send a pic of your dick. No one wants to see a pic of your dick. Even if they ask for it, they don't want to see.
People don't really use Snapchat a whole lot, I don't feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I have, all my friends are on Snapchat, but they like send each other stuff. I don't know how often people post on their stories or how often people like send nudes and stuff like that, but it seems like Instagram is the place to post your stories now. But even YouTube has stories, and boy do I hate that. Boy do I hate it.
That is true. I remember when that happened. Yeah, just Oh, gross. So Twitter has stories now. I know you're not a Twitter person, and Twitter, they're called something awful.
You told me the other day.
You want to die. I don't hear the name of them. Flutters. They're called flutters. I think. No, I can't remember. It's awful. You want to die. Yeah, that's it.
I saw something about that on Instagram, but I don't remember what it said. But like literally everything has stories now. You don't have to do that. You don't have to.
Please don't, actually.
Like I've never once purposely looked at a YouTube story. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
Garbage. Yeah, absolutely.
I do like Instagram stories.
Yeah, I like Instagram stories. That's mostly where I post is on my Instagram stories.
I was gonna say, I think I consume more Instagram story than I do like Instagram posts.
Oh yeah, same.
I'll come into the stories.
I'll go look at them before I go to bed at night, but I won't go scroll Instagram.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't scroll Instagram.
Unless people are like, go check out my Instagram post, and then I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I scroll through my Instagram, but I mostly just look at the explore page. I don't know, because like I see what the people I follow are posting, but then if I want to like look at the internet, then I just go on my Instagram explore page. I know we already talked about algorithms, but boy, I hate the new Instagram update. I hate it so much. It like when you scroll now, it doesn't show you any of your old posts. So like if I go on the app now, like, and I start scrolling, eventually I'll hit a bumper where it tells me, you've seen all your old posts. Here's some ads and suggested posts. Click this if you want to see older posts. And I hate that.
Gross.
I hate it.
Yeah. Ew. Wow. All right. Yeah, no, that's awful. I mean, that's really weird because I feel like those, like, Facebook invented infinite scroll and like Facebook owns Instagram. Wouldn't they know? Wow. Clearly they've done some complex social science and have found out how most to make people miserable and simultaneously use their product. So.
Miss Mark Zuckerberg is trying to end the world, like for real. Like there's also a lot of discourse I've seen about whether Instagram is going to die soon because a lot of people are tired of it.
Wow.
Especially updates, because every time it gets updated, it's worse.
I feel like that's what happened to Snapchat. Like I remember I was on Snapchat for a long time until it updated, and then it was awful for a bit, and I was like, I deleted it.
It was the update, and it was just a mass exodus, and everyone left. Yeah, it was trying to make more Instagram. No,
and so we're on Snapchat, but now Miss Mark Zuckerberg's trying to kill Instagram.
Weird.
I wonder if he's trying to push people back to Facebook.
Ew. Yeah, maybe. Gross.
I'm going to say on record on the podcast, I'll die before I go to Facebook.
You're like those boomers who think that like getting a vaccine means you get the mark of the beast, but getting a Facebook account means getting the mark of the beast.
Someone could hold a gun to my head and say, make Facebook right now or I'll shoot you. And I'll say, go ahead.
Pull that trigger. Amazing.
I won't do it. I will not get a Facebook.
Good for you. I have recently, well, not recently, before the election, I was like, enough's enough, and just uninstalled my phone.
I encouraged him. I was like, have you noticed that you're just mostly arguing with people online now?
Yeah, I was pretty terrible. I was a pretty terrible person online.
Perhaps
on
it's
Facebook.
time to take a break.
And I haven't deleted my account, but that's the next step. I mean, eventually I will. And
honestly, if we weren't in Sweden, we would have deleted it. Both,
probably. Probably. It's just very easy over here to stay in touch with people because a lot of people here in Sweden have Facebook still. Facebook, again, the 90s, man, are alive and well here. People love them some Facebook over here. Yeah.
And like when I was there, all the teenagers looked like they were on crack and lived in 1992. Like,
there you go.
90s grunge. Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
So white. They were so white. And they were so 90s, and they look like they all have a nicotine addiction.
Yes.
They're all addicted to nicotine.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's wild.
There is so much smoking over here. Like,
there's a lot more than I would have anticipated.
It's just, I didn't realize how American not smoking was. I thought that like we're terrible at everything, and we're actually good at one thing. We're good at not smoking in America. So go figure. Yeah.
but vapes. And Jules, though.
Oh no.
I was about to say vaping has not really made its way here yet.
That's true. There is a vape shop in town, and it's like, no, well, it's gross, and
But does it still exist, or did that
it doesn't
like record shop that we went into?
I think you're right. I think the vintage record shop took its place, but still, it's gross,
it used
and
to
no
be
one,
called Village Vape.
Village Vape. That's right. Village Vape.
Yeah, shout out to Village Vape. But like, vaping is still to the point, at least like here and in Montevallo, where like they still think that they're cool for vaping. Like they're still like flexing their little vapes, you know?
Yeah.
Like flexing their nicotine addiction. And I'm just waiting. I know it's going to happen. I'm waiting for in about like 1 to 2 years, maybe 3, where a subculture of people will rise back up and say, no, if you really want to smoke, you got to roll your own cigarettes. I'm waiting for that to come back because I know it's going to. I just don't know when.
Oh, yeah. Like that's the ultimate hipster move, right? Yeah, for sure.
They're going to say, you vape? Well, I smoke cigarettes. And then somebody else is going to say, you smoke cigarettes? I roll my own cigarettes, okay?
That's
and then that'll
right. And then now they just will implode into each other's assholes, and a black hole will form, and that will be the end of the universe.
Yep.
So as a fan of the podcast, I do remember 2 podcasts ago you mentioning, if you vape, do not talk to me. And
Yep. If you vape, shut the fuck up. And I said that specifically because like a day or 2 before, this person, I won't describe them just in case, because like they're in the department and like don't know if they'll see it. They don't follow me on Instagram. But anyway, this person was like, oh, since we're taking a break, I'm going to go and vape a little bit. And then they ran back in and said, I just took a fat hit off of my vape and now I'm buzzed. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Goodness.
And that's why I was like, vape, shut the fuck up. Just don't speak to me.
Fair enough. I get on board with it. That passes 5 check. That is.
That reminded me 2 podcasts ago, the last one, I think it was the Christmas episode, in the bloopers, I said something about like Elon Musk can go fuck himself. This scratch and sniff shit is like the peak of technology. And when you said something about like the universe will implode after that, subculture will rise again of roll your own cigarettes, that just made me think of like Elon Musk shooting up his little bitches into outer space, because if you have enough money, you can just go to outer space now.
That's right. You can just leave this earth. There's nothing here for you anymore. You're too rich for it.
Yep. He said, look, I got a little bit of change in my little pocket. Let me make SpaceX, because I'm taking credit for Tesla, but I didn't have anything to do with starting that. So let me start SpaceX and shoot people to the International Space Station.
Oh my God, I hate him so much. But
I also want him to build a national railway.
Well, let's just nationalize a national railway. Let's just actually nationalize something. And well, all right. This is now the politics corner of the Untitled podcast.
But like, the people, look, I know people on the internet are talking about cringe culture is dead, whatever. No, bring it back to life so that I can publicly shame people who like Elon Musk. If you like Elon Musk, you're invalid, period. That's all there is to it. Like, I literally had someone say to me a few months ago in the spring when we were doing our midterm assignment for digital filmmaking fundamentals, she was like, I love Elon Musk. He's so funny. And I was like, then I didn't talk to her anymore. But I was like, what's wrong with you to like Elon Musk of all people?
Yeah, exactly. It's this like hero worship. I don't know. We love a capitalist hero in the U.S. I know. Ugh.
He smoked weed on the Joe Rogan podcast, and that's what made everybody like him to begin with.
Oh my God, yeah, when he like hit a fucking fat doobie and
yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, he smoked weed on Joe Rogan. I think he smoked weed, right? That was his whole thing.
I was about to say, I don't feel like I've ever actually heard him like say a word, like an actual physical, like what? I've never seen a video of him do an interview.
How are you so blessed? You are.
If you stay in there,
I've never
you will have to.
Say what?
only seen pictures of him. I've never actually heard him speak either.
Wow. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like.
He's got that weird South African accent. That like,
Does he?
yeah, because he's South African. Because his parents were like benefited off apartheid and owned an emerald mine, and they're pretty terrible people. Yeah, exactly.
Colonizers.
Yep.
Descendants of colonizers. We all are, but specifically.
But specifically the people who are benefiting the most.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And like the worst part about it, the absolute worst part about it, not only that he has enough money to send people to outer space, but is the fact that he had a baby with Grimes, and like now I feel like I can't listen to Grimes.
Right. I forgot that. That's like, yeah, that's the relationship. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Over more in Avengers: Infinity War.
Just ruined.
That was crossover more ambitious than Infinity War.
It's true. Maybe a more ambitious crossover.
It's wild to me to think about that relationship. It's just like I love to think about it. It lives in my mind rent free, and it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I remember that now. Oh God. Oh.
I see something about it.
Who Grimes is?
I'm so happy.
Grimes is.
I love you.
You also had to look up what Grimes is when I said that. But
it's fine.
I was going to say that I see something about it nearly every day on Instagram. It's the same screenshot of the same tweet. It's Elon Musk saying, and I quote, "I support trans, but pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare." And somebody quote tweeted him and said, "This is coming from the man who named his son XAIA12." And you think that
password.
Exactly. You named him your fucking password, bro. No.
All I know is I hope like Grimes was like 18 years. Got one of your kids, got you for 18 years.
Yeah, baby.
5 other kids though.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah. One of them's name, get this. He didn't even go ape shit with this new baby. One of his children's names is Saxon Musk.
Saxon Musk. No. Oh
yep.
God.
But like this new baby, I was screaming whenever he was first born because Grimes said that his name was XAIA12, but then Elon Musk said his name was XAsh-A12. Yeah. And I was like, y'all didn't decide how you were going to pronounce it before y'all announced it?
Oh, no, I didn't know that. That's so funny.
I still don't know if a consensus has been met as to what that child's name actually is.
Ridiculous.
I feel like I did. I'm mind blown right now. I don't even know what's going on.
That poor kid. Yeah. Just open your mouth and make like a modem noise. And like, you need to edit that in right now. Like, you know, and that's how you say his name. It's clear.
Yep. It's just I love the fact that there's a child named that out in the world. I love the fact that Grimes named her child that. I hate the fact that Elon Musk is the baby daddy.
Fair enough.
There's a picture of him when the baby was born. He was wearing a shirt that said "Colonize Mars." To his baby's birth, to the birth of his child, he wore a shirt that said "Colonize Mars."
Yeah. That's like, par for the course for this tone deaf bastard. He's
like, I know we're white. All of us here are white today, but white people, what the fuck?
We're pretty awful. Pretty much the worst.
Not only did white people have to colonize this planet, most of this planet. Now we're talking about colonizing Mars.
It is like the worst word choices, and also just like it's your fucking kid's like birthday.
Yep. Do you think it was intentional, or do you think he just like grabbed the first thing on top of his shirt?
You think
pile?
he just woke up like this? Is that what you're? No,
maybe. I don't know.
He's so intentional. He's such an attention whore.
Intention whore.
Yeah. He's...
Like, I love the idea that we can go to outer space. I just hate the idea that Elon Musk is so rich that he could make it happen.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that we're destroying this planet, and rather than caring about, you know, stopping the problems that we're causing, we're saying, hey, look, what if we just went to Mars?
Absolutely.
Planet instead of this.
There was, okay, just to plug a really good podcast. There is a global warming podcast that's started by the same people who did Planet Money, and it is phenomenal. And they just did a great episode on how someone should and how they can both be supportive of social justice movement and support changing the climate, so that you can do both at the same time. It was this activist who ended up like trying to be a community organizer, failed, and was like, fuck it, I guess I'll go to Harvard Business School. And it's just this like black guy who just was amazing and a brilliant man, and at the same time starts to build these financial instruments that you can use to these financial instruments so that it allows investors to provide the money, the capital, so that buildings can then be renovated and changed into more green buildings. And so now you have like across America, this guy building more green buildings. And the key part is that he's doing it in predominantly poor Black neighborhoods. Aww. And so it's doing it in like an area that like actually makes it better for these people and actually allows jobs and the economy to grow around this area and also help the climate. It's kind of amazing. Sorry, that was a weird tangent, but yes, that was, you can shout out to that podcast because that was a really good podcast. I remember listening to it.
I was gonna say, one of the little topics, you have the secret topic, which we'll have to get to soon. I set this thing to be for 2 hours and like it's 12:20 now.
Wait, did you Snapchat it to me?
What?
Did you Snapchat the secret topic?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I told y'all have the secret topic.
But you texted it.
Did you?
All I said was y'all have the secret topic, so y'all have to come up with it.
No.
Oh, no.
Guys, we've got a fake fan in the house. We've got fake fans here.
Oh, no.
I misunderstood that text.
I misunderstood it too.
I thought you were like, do you want me to tell you the secret topic, or I won't tell you because that way you'll be surprised by it.
Okay. So what I meant was I could either bring in the secret topic and surprise y'all with it, or y'all could bring in the secret topic and surprise me with it.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Frick.
Well,
that's so
crack. All right, time out. I need to pee, actually. We need an editing break. This is a back sponsor break. Sponsored, brought to you by HelloFresh.
Go this way. Okay, never mind. He's walking on the couch.
There's hardly such a thing as editing on this. So maybe I'll listen, maybe I won't. Who knows?
Oh no, we messed up. I feel bad.
That's so funny. I had an idea for one. Maybe I'll bring it back into my brain so that I can bring it up. I don't know. That's so funny.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm distracted by Bo's heavy stream of pee.
Comment down below if you also have a heavy stream of pee. Right now with this.
The secret topic is your stream of pee. The secret topic is how people with air fryers like to talk about how they have air fryers.
We did say that. No, that's true. We said that. That is something we mentioned.
That was it?
That is something we mentioned.
That's the secret topic, and let's get into it. So I know people this Christmas who have gotten air fryers, and it's just like everyone who has an air fryer has to tell you that they have an air fryer.
And this is a fact.
It is true.
Yes, and as new owners of air fryers,
as a new owner of an air fryer, we
have to let everyone know
we got an air fryer.
What a life-changing experience.
Well, okay, I feel like it wouldn't be a life-changing experience. It shouldn't be a life-changing experience for anybody except for we have a mini easy bake oven. Our literal oven, like the actual part, doesn't fit a full-size round pizza. When we make like a store-bought pizza, you have to like hope that it gets soft enough to curl up on the edges.
It makes like a taco out of the pizza.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then you can put it in the oven. So like one, we have a super tiny oven, and then two, on top we only have two eyes, one small one and one like normal size one. Right. So like cooking is a beast. And if you want to cook something in the oven, you have to use the little eye because the big eye no longer works if the oven's on.
That's right. So, it's awful. So you have at best one eye in the oven or two eyes.
Yeah. So his boss gave us a little gift card thingy that we could redeem from a website, like certain gifts, and it was like a fancy chef knife, or like these fancy glasses, or like a limb trimmer, or or like this fancy
or the cool air fryer.
And so we ended up getting air fryer because we were like, well, everything else we couldn't really get home if and when we move, or not if, but when we move. So we got this air fryer, and I'm in love with it. Like,
holy crap. So we immediately went to the grocery store and bought like all the fried things, like frozen fried things, and took on. So they're so perfect. You just pull them right out of the package in 10 minutes.
I feel like right now, if you could envision the way I feel, it is in Pokemon when your Pokemon's evolving, and like right before, that's what I feel like right now.
Like we're about to evolve. That's
fully
true.
into adult.
Yeah.
That's true.
That reminds me, speaking about evolving, a couple of Christmases ago, I walked into this house where I currently am right now, and Uncle greeted me by saying, "I'm about to evolve into my final form, Drunkle." And so now I just have
Was that the one where I was dressed like a Christmas tree?
I think
yes.
Yeah, that was a pretty drunk Christmas. That was a drunk Christmas. Wow.
That was also the same Christmas that someone took a picture of me sitting on the couch looking like this. And someone on your Facebook said, "What's wrong with Annie?" And you said, "Oh, that's just Annie's resting state." Because it's true.
It's not the worst, is it?
If I'm not actively speaking, I'm sitting there like this. Staring into the void.
Just absorbing the room energy. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Just sitting there, just vibing. I don't think I showed y'all this, but look, I'm wearing this sweatshirt and it's got this little fucking guy in it.
It's the cutest thing
I've
ever seen. Where did you get that?
Guy. And it's so the shirt is blue, but then the pocket's pink, and this is white, so it's like trans rights.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Where did you find this thing, this sweater?
Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
It was on Instagram. I just saw like a little ad for it because Miss Mark Zuckerberg, she knows what I like. And so I found this and I was like, maybe I need it. Maybe I need it really bad. And so I got it for Christmas.
Oh,
but comment down below what you think I should name this bear, because it doesn't have a name. Maybe I'll name it XRI 12.
I love it.
We're almost to the end of this. There was some other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I don't think we'll have time just because of the amount of Zoom that I put on here.
Oh my God, it has been an hour and a half. I love it.
I set this thing for 2 hours, so I think it might kick us out when it gets to 1 o'clock. But one thing I wanted to talk about was artificial intelligence, because I watch Ex Machina and I think about it every single day, but we don't have time to get into it. So comment down below if you want to see us do another podcast episode in the future where we talk about artificial intelligence and other things.
Yes, and we will rewatch the movie for sure. We've seen it 2 years ago, maybe something like that when it came out. Yeah, and we would love to watch it.
Yep. Did you hear my notification?
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
The group chat's popping off right now.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we'd love to see it. Comment down below if you also heard it and if your group chat blows up your laptop every day. But that I was going to talk about Ex Machina, and I was also going to talk about Her. So we'll talk about that later whenever we do another episode, because that lives rent free in my mind. Her is one of my favorite movies. When people ask me as a film student what my favorite movies are, I say Her and The Lobster and everything by Tim Burton, and then The Shape of Water. It's like The Shape of Water, Her, and The Lobster are like 3 ones that I say like as a film student are my favorite movies. They're just so good. I love them.
I've got to see The Lobster. That's
I haven't seen The Shape of Water. You watched it without me.
I did, but it was shitty because I watched it in a plane and it was on the way home, so like it sucked.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, I just want to die. Just kill me, please.
And so I haven't seen The Lobster either. But.
Yeah.
What was the Tim Burton one? What was
that was the Tim Burton one.
Anything by Tim Burton is just, I love Tim Burton. All of his stuff has been my favorite since I was a child. And then that's also like Tim Burton and Wes Anderson are also 2 influences that I cite, or like not necessarily influences, but just people whose work I really like. Yeah. And I was on recording a podcast just myself, talking about my short films and then all that kind of stuff. So comment down below if you want to see that. But
which in the meantime, if you haven't seen Netflix has a like how it's made kind of thing, or like a
the
documentary.
films that made us.
Yeah,
the Christmas edition with
and they have,
Elm Street.
That was kind of surprising. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was surprised that he had so little to do with it. I thought he had more to do with that movie. But anyways, yeah. I never saw Benny and June. Have you seen Benny and June?
Yeah, I own the DVD of that.
We bought it as a 2-set, and we watched the other DVD, and we never watched that DVD. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, Benny and June hasn't like aged well in the fact that like nowadays people don't like it when you make movies about certain mental illnesses and also developmental conditions and any sort of thing like that, and have a neurotypical, able-bodied, actor playing that character. So I think June has schizophrenia or something, and it's not an accurate representation of what actual schizophrenia is like.
Okay.
But
okay, all right,
yeah.
But still, knowing that, going in with that,
yeah, that was about it. That was
it.
Sure.
But I love Johnny Depp. Listen, that's a whole nother topic about all this stuff going on with him. Like, I love Johnny Depp.
I heard about him was like Amber Heard and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, like now apparently it's been proven that she was actually abusing him and she was lying the entire time. And then still, like, Johnny Depp recently got fired from the
Harry Potter.
The Warner Brothers let him go from the Fantastic Beasts franchise, but she's still getting work, and she apparently was the actual abuser, and it's crazy.
Shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to come back. We have a whole nother podcast to talk about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got an episode 2, part 2 to this that will happen later.
That's
comment
right.
down below. Even if you don't want to see it, I'm going to do it. But just comment down below if you want to see it. Anyway, so that's all I have. Is that all y'all have?
I am out of words.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good time on the Untitled podcast?
Oh, hell yeah. This was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Vibing?
Oh, yeah, we vibing.
Vibing. Yes.
We really do be vibing. And there it goes again. That was an email this time.
Oh.
Well.
Things are getting serious.
Yep. That's it.
Now. And I'm recording. All right, we're good. We're off.
Wow. We love to see it.
Oh, we love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to this.
Cheers.
We brought our drinks along, so we are.
Oh, I got mine.
Oh, yes. The
Mine. Think.
Okay. Amazing.
Listen, maybe this is going to be a shit show. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
It'll be.
But it's the Untitled podcast, and don't expect much from me here.
It'll be very on brand for the podcast. It'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. That's just how it's like here,
I
like
it.
Don't even get me started on when I tried to record an episode on Thursday. That was a fucking nightmare, bitch. Are you kidding? I would start talking, and I'd just sit there like this silently for like 30 seconds, and then I'd start talking again, and I'd say like 5 coherent sentences, and then be back to
oh God.
I feel like
that was awful.
I feel you. How many times did I try to film? I tried to film something earlier today, and I just couldn't get a sentence out. Like the first sentence, like a welcome to my
It was kind of like listening to a lawnmower get started.
He had to come in and be like, you want to go take a walk? You want to go? Take a break?
I did. I thought maybe a break would help because it was just like not starting. It was like the engine was just not turning over. It's just
no juice left. Absolutely nothing. That's literally what it was like. And I was like, you know what? There's just not going to be a podcast this week. Don't even worry about it. Like, I can take a little break. But
was it supposed to be you and Andy again?
No, it was me and Mortimer.
Oh,
it was,
that's right. No,
that's
right.
Goodness.
Dang.
She was laying in, I corralled her and myself, and she was laying there all day long when I was like getting dressed and stuff. But the second I turned on my audio and the camera, she said, "It's ape shit hours, bitch." it's time for me to go play. And so then I'd like say 5 sentences to just sit there.
Please tell me that episode is coming eventually though, because I need an episode.
I'm gonna try to re-record it. Okay. I had an idea for a way that I could do it, so I'm gonna try to do that. Don't know when it's gonna come out though, but I'm gonna try to re-record it.
All right, the lost episodes of Untitled podcast. All right.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys ready to start now?
Absolutely. What do we need to do? Anything? I mean,
no.
Okay, great.
Sit there until. Yeah, so just sit there through the intro.
Perfect. All right.
I'll cut it. So you can stop recording it if you want to.
All right, let me pause.